Hi, welcome to Chair Yoga. I'm Deborah, and I'm so glad you decided to spend a little time with me today. Today, I was reminded by a client this morning about how tense and tight our hips can get. We move through our day-to-day lives, and we all think about our shoulders as holding a lot of tension, but our hips can also hold tension. So today, I want to do just a quick little 10-15-minute stretch, all focusing on that lower body. Of course, if you're saying, Deborah, but I like a whole body workout, then please check out one of my longer form videos, or you could do this hip one with one I've previously recorded all about shoulders and neck. So that would be a great combination. So without further ado, let's take a nice deep breath. Roll your shoulders back and down. Let them sink. Let your neck lengthen. Automatically, when we do that, our belly button is going to come in nice and tight. I want you to give your body that support throughout this exercise. Keep the belly button in. Keep the shoulders down. Keep your neck nice and long, and keep your breath even. One more breath. Just bringing your mind to the task at hand. Bring awareness to your hip girdle. Feel both sit bones digging into that chair. Your feet are square on the floor. Then I'm going to ask you to cross your right foot over the left. Now, for some of us, if your hips are very, very tight, this is where you go. If you are able to cross at the knee, please do. We're going to take a deep breath and bring our arms all the way up and our hands down through the heart center. Belly button is in. Now I want you to concentrate on sitting nice and tall, keeping your thumbs as close to the center of your body as you can. Let's turn that torso to the right and ease the left shoulder, left elbow towards the right knee. You do not have to make contact. What I want you to focus on is keeping those hands at heart center and turning as much as you can. You may be here feeling that little pull in the hip, lower back. You may feel it in the supporting hamstring. This may be a very unfamiliar position for some of us, and that is okay. That's why we're here today, to practice, to open up the hips, the hamstrings, the lower back. Find your breath. And then we'll sit tall. I'd like you just to let that knee open up. So here we are in our figure 4, sitting tall. Now, a lot of us will automatically start to slouch a little bit, and that releases that stretch. So I want you to sit up tall and feel the difference in that pull. Now, what if your knee is up here? That's okay. You may want to take your leg down here and practice the pose here. Just try to let that hip open up and relax and find your breath. The goal is to have that knee sinking on its own. We never want to push against a joint. We want to let our bodies naturally relax into the stretch. The first 10 seconds that you're in a position, your body may fight you. The second 10 is when you really find that stretch. So just breathe. Take your time. Feel your body melt into the stretch. And when it starts to feel kind of comfortable, then we know it's time to move on. We're going to take a big step out to the right side with the right leg. That left leg is going to fall straight down off the chair. Shoulder, hip, and knee. Now, we've done this a lot before together. Maybe it's your first time with me, so you haven't done it before. I want you to use gravity to help open up that hip flexor. So I'm going to take my right arm and put it on my right leg. Push the left leg away and really open up that hip. And then add a reach with the arm so I can feel that stretch all the way through the hip flexor. Maybe you also feel it on your inner thigh on the supporting leg. That's okay too. There's no wrong place to feel a stretch. Every body is beautifully different. Just breathe. Let your body open up. And then we'll relax that hip. Bring it back in line. Shoulder, hip, and knee all in a nice long line. Now, a lot of times I'll go into half camel here, but today I want you to focus on the hip and just tuck that pelvis forward and under. Keep your toe planted. Tuck your pelvis. Exaggerate that movement. Really tuck it under and breathe. Feel it pulling through the quadricep, opening up that hip flexor. If you want to make it a little deeper, reach up. Open up. Oh my goodness, do you feel that? If you don't feel it the first time, go ahead and practice a few times. You didn't walk the first time you tried, did you? Probably not. Let's relax and open up both hips to the front of the room, please. As wide as works for you, that you can keep your knees on top of the ankles. Now, if your knees are falling in because those hips are super tight, bring those feet in a little bit. You want to keep knees right above the ankles. Keep that belly button in. And this may be enough stretch for you. If you need a deeper stretch, pressing forward. I like to bring my hands to heart center just to make sure that I'm not pushing against my legs. I'm going to show you from the side how straight I'm trying to keep my back. Shoulders are back and together, and then I lean forward. Into that stretch, making sure to keep the back straight. When you round, you're releasing that stretch on the inner thighs, so keeping it nice and tight. Belly button in, leaning forward, taking a nice deep breath. And just letting ourselves relax into that stretch. If your knees start to fall in, then it's time to come up, take a little break. You can always rejoin us when you're ready. And then we'll sit up nice and tall. I'm going to come back to the middle to join you. Here we are. We're going to do everything on the left side. So remember, we started by crossing either at the ankle or at the knee. Take a deep breath, sit up nice and tall, gather your strength, bring those hands down through heart center. Remember, when we add that turn, we're trying to keep those hands, thumbs, right in the center of our chest. So we're going to turn to the left and ease that right elbow towards the knee. You may not make contact today. You may be going way outside the knee. Whatever works best for your body is where I want you to be. I'm here to meet you where you are and then just push you just a little bit further. I don't want you to ever push through something that hurts in a negative way. I want you to listen to your body and respect what it's telling you. Remember, trying to adjust those shoulders, open up. Keep your body and your airways open. One more nice deep breath. And then we'll unwind that upper body and we'll move into our figure four. Maybe that knee is up high. Maybe that leg is down low. Belly button is in. Again, keeping that back straight. Try to adjust the shoulder blades. Put them down in your back pockets. And then we'll add a lean forward if you need it. Remember, you don't have to get that knee perfectly horizontal. That's the goal. But it just might not be happening today, and that's why we're using these exercises for the hips. Breathe in, keep the back straight, keep the shoulder blades back and together. This is also a really good time to smile, because we're close to the camera. Feels good. Use your breath to tell your hip, everything's okay. You can open up and relax. What about your toes? Were you tensing your toes inside your shoes? Just relax your toes. Relax your breath. Ask the hip to open. We have one more breath right here. Giving that hip time to relax. And then we'll sit up nice and tall. And we'll take that left leg all the way out to the side. Dropping the right leg straight down. Let gravity help you pull it down and open. And then think about tucking that pelvis up and under. Just give it a little scoop. Whew. Try to keep your left foot flat on the floor. Did you see how mine wanted to turn out? I want to try to keep my body in a line as much as possible. Giving myself support. If you find yourself leaning forward, remind yourself, give your body that little tuck, exaggerate the pelvis. If you want to make it a little deeper, you can add that reach. Oh, how tall are you? We always want to be taller when we're done with yoga. Find your breath, find that stretch, open up your body. And then we'll relax. Now, if you felt a little pull on your knee in that position, try bringing the toe a little bit more forward. You can still really exaggerate that tilt, but you may have to do more so if you felt a pull on your knee. We never want you to be uncomfortable. I want you to feel that the stretch is within grasp. All right, friends, coming back to the front, we are going to push both heels forward. Sitting as tall as you can be, we're going to move into our staff pose modified for the chair. So I want you to pull your toes towards your body, pull your belly button in, pull your ears up to the ceiling, and then I'm going to use my chair for support, but I'm not going to force myself forward, just leaning forward with a bright, open heart. The more you pull your toes, the taller you sit through your spine, the more you can pull this stretch up into your hamstrings. If you have tight hamstrings, you're going to have tight hips. That's just how it is. Our bodies are all connected. You may also feel a little release in your lower back. Oh, this stretch is so good, but it seems so simple, doesn't it? Breathing right where you are. If you need to readjust, take a break. Pull those toes. Find your posture, add that lean. We never want to push against our straight joints, so let's try to keep hands off the legs. I know it's so tempting. And you know, for years we learned this, which just releases the stretch. Go ahead and try it. Feel the difference. Do you feel a stretch here? Do you feel a stretch here? Oh my goodness, yes. One more nice deep breath. And we'll sit up tall. Bring those legs in. We're sitting with our shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles, and now we're going to do something a little bit fun. I want you to let your hips flip and flop as they need as we walk out. Heels, toes, heels, toes. How far can you go? Hold it, breathe, and then we'll let it come in. Toes, heels, just let those hips be your mover. And we'll bring it to center. Now your challenge is to go just half an inch further than you went last time. Here we go. Heels, toes, heels, toes. Can you hold it out there? Try not to let those knees fall in right now. Feel that stretch. You're at your max, wherever that may be. It's all okay. Let's come in, shall we? Toes, heels, toes, heels. Now let's do something else that's fun. I want you to think about lifting and pushing your hip back. One at a time, we're going to walk our hips all the way to the back of the chair. Back, 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 and now forward. It helps me if I use my shoulders a little bit too. Ooh, just working those hips. If you hear something pop or crack, as long as it doesn't hurt in a negative way, that's okay. If you feel uncomfortable with it, don't do it. All right, let's start with our left side this time. Take it back, back, back. Oh, I scooted my whole chair. I'm stronger than I think. Now coming forward, forward. Let's stop on the edge of our seat. A deep breath reaching all the way up. And as we exhale, release. Once more, inhale, reaching all the way up. Our palms will find each other and come down through the heart center. Our belly button is so tight. We're sitting so tall. I hope your hips are feeling loose and strong. And if you need to revisit this numerous times throughout the day, please do. If you want more shoulder, pair it with the shoulder stretch video that was prior to this one. I don't know how long ago. You don't have to do them in order. Thanks so much for joining me. Namaste.